This justification brings us into the permanent and the unalterable experience of God's grace. I mean, imagine, whatever analogy you want to use, imagine at the foot of the cross and you come to Jesus by faith and the sin burden rolls off your back and you're clothed with the perfect spotless righteousness of Jesus and you're like, whoa, this is like really amazing. Thank you, Lord. And you might think that's all there is, but then Jesus comes to you and says, I need to take you somewhere. Come with me. He says, I'm going to take you to my Father now. And we're like, whoa, I don't know about that. I mean, just yesterday I was under his condemnation and under his wrath. And Jesus says, no, just trust me. He thinks of you as forgiven now and as righteous with my righteousness. And Jesus begins to take us to the Father. And as we get closer and closer to the dwelling place of God the Father, whatever analogy you want to use, our heart begins to shrink back in fear. And then we come to those doors, the massive doors. Behind those doors perhaps is the God of the universe. And right at that point where we're about to go in, standing in front of those doors, our heart really shrinks back. And we're like, I don't know, Jesus. I don't know if I should be in his presence. And Jesus says, you just trust me. Trust me. My Father thinks of you as forgiven. And he brings us into his presence. And we're now in the presence of the sovereign King of the universe who now wants to give himself in friendship and relationship to us. And then we're thinking, we're just in his presence for like 1 minute. We're like, man, if I only have 1 minute here, I'll spend the rest of my life just talking about how amazing this is to be in the presence of the sovereign King of the universe. But after a minute or two, we're like feeling awkward, like, should I stay here or should I leave, Jesus? And Jesus says, well, now that you're here, I want to tell you, you can stay here all the time.